name is. Thank you for the correction, by the way. I'm sorry. Yeah, I got it. Cool. Here we go. Yeah. Thank you, Chris. Chris Myers joining us again this morning on the trumpet.
Much. Yeah, we really appreciate you playing for us. My name is Suzanne, and I'm your platform assistant here this morning. We'd like to welcome everybody. And if there's anyone here for their first time, could you raise your hand? All right. Wow. Great. You are entitled to a free T-shirt. So after the service, you could see David in the back of the room and pick up your T-shirts. We have them in gray or purple. Green. I'm sorry. Green or purple. Oh, goodness. I just want to take one quick minute. I think some of you know that Sam and I were in a car accident on July 4th on the way to church, on the way here. And we really appreciate the outflowing of your prayers and your concerns and your text messages and emails. So we hold you dear in our hearts. Thank you. If anybody is watching on Facebook, we're welcoming you too. And if anybody wants to check in on Facebook right now, go right ahead. We've got a few announcements for this week. The care team, they're making mats, sleeping mats for the homeless. So we've got information in the fellowship hall over there. We're also, our outreach summer program is we're collecting supplies and snacks for the children's board. Yes. Oh. Okay. Oh, okay, great. The mat project is here in the sanctuary today, and if you're interested in learning how to crochet a plastic bag into a mat, that's what they're doing. I know, I thought that was amazing. Let's see, what else do we have here? Course in Miracles. Oh my goodness. Gilda Suarez has been so gracious to be our facilitator, and we meet in the fellowship hall every Thursday at 7 o'clock. It's just an amazing course. I would recommend it. Snack Angels, if you'd like to be a snack angel for our snacks after the service, please sign up in the fellowship hall. And this week, we want to give Mary Lewis and Mary Ann Lewis Key a thank you because they're the snack angels today. All right, the best for last, birthdays. We know that today is Ellen Zuninga's birthday, and she is in Kansas City, and so we'd like to give her a shout out. Happy birthday, Ellen. Woo. I know.
Exactly.
And also this week we know it is Genesis' birthday, and we know it is Joanne's. And is there anybody else?
Oh, and how could I forget my
Oh.
godson, birthday?
Robbie, happy birthday. Yes, that's great. I think we have some gifts. If you'd like to pass them out for birthday people.
Join us in singing happy birthday to all these lovely birthday angels this week. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God loves you. Happy birthday to you. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Thanks for celebrating it with us this morning.
All right, now I'll turn it over to Reverend Nancy.
Thank you, Suzanne. How about a thank you for Suzanne? Thank you. So, I want you all to meet my nephew, Robbie. Robbie, stand up for a minute. Robbie flew in from Denver. He is my godson and my nephew, the youngest of 4, and this is the first time we got him alone. So it's really nice. Usually the other kids come, and, we get no time alone with Robbie. So Robbie's getting the special treatment. So I'm going to send him over to Fellowship Hall. And a big shout out to Nate. How many of you remember Nate Thomas? Stand up, Nate. Okay. So Nate has been traveling all around the country for lacrosse, and he is a very committed young man to this whole sport, and we are doing nothing but wishing you well in this process. We see you just thriving, and at the Olympics next time we look. Of course, I hope to see you before then. Just saying. All right, I have a couple of really important announcements. One is big. So, hold please. Okay. So, that's exactly what I need, Alvin. So, someone, an anonymous donor, has put us up to a challenge. They are going to match up to $5,000 if we raise $5,000. That's big. And here's what we're going to do. We have designated the courtyard for this money, and here's why. While all of you know, yes, we sold our building, and yes, we did well and paid off all our bills, but we've put money aside for the remodel. And things like an outdoor gathering spot or the canopy from here to there, those are things that might be less important than ceiling that's falling and those kind of things. So we've designated this money for the courtyard, since the courtyard was such an endeared place at the church before, and since we all know every plant from the courtyard has found its way over here, thanks to all of our wonderful contributors and gardeners. So here's our challenge. $5,000, and Jeffrey and I donated the first $500. So we're putting you up for the challenge, okay? All right, so the deal is we can go as long as we need to, but let's not make it too long, okay? All right, so we have a special place to put this, and we want to say a special thanks to our donor. It's very nice when people do things like that. Hold on, I'm not that good. There we go. All right, so we have a game plan. So special gratitude for that. It's really wonderful stuff. Okay, that's it for me, since Suzanne was nice enough to take care of birthdays. Oh, and Michael Anzac and Chris Myers, thanks for joining us again today. We're very lucky. They contribute their time when they come. So it's very, very kind of them. I don't know how much longer they'll like to do that, but we're going to be grateful while they do. All right, let's join together in saying our affirmation. There is only one power and one presence in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. And if you are one of our visitors today, Gloria is visiting from Pennsylvania, and we have Ronald and Kat and Mark, and I don't know who else I didn't meet yet that's visiting, but if you're visiting, please show up at Fellowship Hall for food and meet some people, and let us at more people to meet you. All right, daily word for today. Big surprise. Let's find out what we have today. It is journey. Very interesting. My life's journey begins and ends in the heart of God. I feel excitement at the beginning of a journey, thinking about the adventures, the beautiful sights, and the fascinating people I will find at my journey's end. Even as I look forward to reaching my destination, however, I remain alert, open to the adventures and insights that await discovery along the way. My faith tells me that my spiritual journey began in the heart of God, long before my human birth. In childhood, I looked outward, longing for the adventures that would become waypoints on my journey to maturity. Now I journey inward, longing for the spiritual home I never left. I am learning that even the most ordinary day can become an opportunity to realize that the heart of God is present everywhere. And from Psalm 12, the Lord will keep your going out and your coming in from this time on and forevermore. And now with that said, I'm going to turn it over to Elliot and the band for a lively pick-me-up moment.
That's right, and a little song that we think that you guys are probably starting to get to know. It's called It's Up to Me. Can we stand and let's do it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. If it's to be, if it's to be, oh, if it's to be, it's up to me. If I seek the truth, let me speak the truth. If I'm lost in doubt, let me believe. I know I can be the change I want to see. If it's to be, if it's to be, oh, if it's to be, it's up to me. If I'm tired and stressed, let me stop and rest. If I'm feeling hurt, let me forgive. I know I can be the change I want to see. And if it's to be, if it's to be, oh, if it's to be, it's up to me, yeah. If I dream of peace, let me be the peace. When I start from love, I am love. I know I be the change I want to see. And if it's to be, if it's to be, oh, if it's to be, it's up to me, yeah. Yeah, it's up to me. No, it's up to, if it's to be, it's up to me. Thanks for helping us out. We so appreciate that. We've been doing these songs of the month, I call them, as sing-alongs, and that gives hopefully you guys a chance to learn the song a little bit, and it definitely gives the band a chance to learn the song a little bit.
We get 10 minutes 4 weeks in a row, right?
Good morning. Today we are going to be continuing talking about the power of order. Today we're talking about what meaning do we give our experiences. So our opening prayer for the children is, my life has meaning that I give it. I alone have the power to assign meaning to the events in my life. As I center myself and focus on my breath, I begin to feel the power of Spirit moving through me. With each breath, I fill myself with thoughts of good, and with each exhale, I release all thoughts that limit me. I have the power to not only create my life, but also give meaning to the events in my life. At any time, I can retell my story and focus on the good. All things are set into motion by my thoughts. I have the power to create my world. Amen. So today we're going to continue talking about order, and we're going to talk about the different steps we might take to put our lives in order. And we are missing some of our friends who are away this week, but we have 2 new friends, so we're very excited about that. All right, you guys ready?
I am walking in the light, in the light, in the light. I am walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God.
We appreciate all that Emma does for our children, and we look forward to having a building for her or a wing or something, and she's done a great job holding them up in the back of the building over there. So, all right, great news story. One story today, that's all we need, because it's about somebody very special to all of us, Alvon. You can't see him, some of you, but he's putting his glasses on so we can't see him. So you may have seen that in the Tampa Bay Times this week, our own Alvon was featured. So Alvon is working with Metro Inclusive Health 2021 LGBTQ plus summer camp. And it is held at the Allendale United Methodist Church in St. Pete. And this is a non-profit organization that provides health and wellness to the LGBT community. And Allendale is a church built on acceptance of all, and some churches cite religious grounds in rejecting people in the LGBT community. It's in its 6th summer. The camp was created to expand Metro Inclusive Health's youth program beyond weekly night sessions, with the hope that friendships would form and more time would be spent together. But here's what happened in the room that day that Alvon went. So Alvon started playing slowly, banging out the beat with his purple drumsticks on the bottom of True Value paint bucket. Inside the sanctuary, pride flags hanging on the walls, a circle of teens watched. And at first, those kids weren't sure what he was doing. So he was brought in to help the process after he played this 16-beat pattern, and he put it on the whiteboard, and he showed how to do it. His audience was sitting slouched over at first, blank faces, looking like, what are we even doing here? But then he started playing faster and with more energy and bopped to his own rhythm. The teens sat up like rockets, it says, their eyes engaged. They started ever so slightly to dance in their chairs as he pounded faster and faster. Now they all wanted their own drums. So now he gives them all their own drums. And one of the boys, 17-year-old boy, Scotty, he took a turn at drumming out the pattern, but he told Alvon, don't look at me when I do this. So he made Alvon turn around. Alvon turned around, and when he was done, Alvon had made the comment, yeah, gee, I'm glad I didn't see that. But Alvon actually said that this guy did exactly what Alvon had done. He had picked it up really quickly, and he beat out the drum just like Alvon had. Slowly, teens drifted away into the lobby to draw or relax, but with just a handful left, Alvon had them play together as a team. The 16-beat rhythm reverberated off the church's high ceiling, perfectly in sync. And Alvon's comment was, uh-oh, we've got musicians in the house. So how about a round for a wonderful gift? Come on out here. It was well-deserved, Alban. When you do such great things, I don't think everybody knows how often you do such great things in our community. This story is only captured one day, but this is what he does for our community all the time, and it's really awesome. With that said, let's get ready for meditation.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Let's sing it together. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Let's do it even quieter this last time, even quieter. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Oh, surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
I invite you now to take a deep breath and just relax your thoughts. Relax your body. Let go of anything you came in here with today. If it was anything less than joy. And take a few moments to go inside and allow the words I'm going to share to be taken in as they are appropriate for you. Try not to let your thoughts wander to anything but what you hear. I am an unfolding spirit and fully embrace the power of the life energy that exists within me. By developing a consciousness where infinite wisdom becomes second nature to me, I am able to accomplish anything I desire in this lifetime. I am the co-creator who holds a vision for my life, adding color and dimension to create the experience of the thoughts I hold. That life force within me and within everyone around me allows me to transform my life in any given moment. letting go of any doubts, just like we sang a little while ago. Especially when we begin to question who we are at a soul level. With an open heart and an open mind, I accept the changes that I need to make to create the life I desire. In doing so, I look forward to seeing my divine potential unfold. As I transform my thoughts, I boldly move towards that which I desire and confidently express my highest good, knowing all doors will be open to me. Regardless of my age or circumstances, divine power and potential are within me. All of my desires can be achieved, and I welcome life's greatest gifts. As I release limited thinking and invite Spirit to transform my mind, I see the world in its infinite possibility. Let's take that in. As I release limited thinking, my mind is open. The light of God enters in. I anticipate and invite only my highest good, and I am richly blessed. With my mind and heart centered in peace, I gently bring myself back to this moment in time, refreshed, relaxed. And as I slowly open my eyes, I am at peace. So last week, we spoke about the power of I am statement, and hopefully you've been practicing. But those statements are only as good as our belief in them. If we don't have any faith in them, then those statements actually don't mean anything. So we can say, I am abundant, my life is abundant, I am whole, I am healthy. But if what you're thinking is, yeah, but not really, then you can't really declare them. And they become worthless statements at that point. And it's easy to understand what it means to hold a declaration of faith that something is going to be achieved when you start looking at the fact that the Olympics just started. Because we know Olympians commit 6 to 8 hours a day, year after year, day after day, to what they believe can actually take place. It's a commitment. Their dreams of making it into the Olympics are greater than anything they face, and they don't lose sight of it. Can you imagine what might happen if we were to embrace that same mindset with those I am statements that we make? Can you imagine the difference between reciting them for 5 minutes a day versus for 5 hours a day? What might change in our lives if we did? Now, let's be honest. Some of us expect that prayer for a few minutes, meditation, or thoughts for a few minutes will lead to something good. And then we go on the other 23 hours and 55 minutes doing something else. Okay, but it doesn't work that way. Whatever you're experiencing in your life, you have to remember that's where your attention is. So we have to come to a place of developing an Olympic mindset that says we're going to declare what we need, and we're going to commit to doing it, and we're not going to lose sight of what that means. Now, perfect person to learn this from is Myrtle Fillmore. Myrtle is a co-founder of Unity, and Myrtle was born and told her entire life that she was an invalid. She was told, you inherited tuberculosis, you're an invalid. She was treated as an invalid. But Myrtle didn't let that stop her. She was constantly getting involved in things, church activities. She grew up to become a teacher. But she was focused on medicine and believing that medicine was her healing force. She had great faith in doctors. But doctors told her eventually that if she stayed in Kansas City, that she was not going to live very long and that they should move somewhere else. But for some reason, they felt they couldn't leave where they were. Charles had a dream one night, and he dreamt that he saw himself going up and down hills in Kansas City, and he heard the words, "Follow me. Follow me." So those two decided to stay in Kansas City. And right around the same exact time, this man named Dr. E.B. Weeks came to Kansas City to speak. And when he came, he talked about things no one had ever heard of. He talked about new thought. What the heck was new thought? Christian Science, divine science. In 1 hour of listening to him, Myrtle Fillmore's life changed completely. Her attitude changed completely. The simple and divine idea that she was a child of God and that God's will for her was nothing less than wholeness and a happy life, that no God wanted you to be unhappy, no God looked for punishing you, and God was within, not without. She couldn't believe it. That old belief that she was meant to be an invalid, she suddenly began to question. And she knew now it wasn't true, so she let it go. And she left that lecture with this new realization that every cell in her body needed to understand that if she was ever going to heal. I want to read you something she wrote that I think is really powerful. She said, "I have made what seems to me a discovery. I was fearfully sick. I had all the ills of mind and body that I could bear. Medicine and doctors ceased to give me relief, and I was in despair when I found practical Christianity. I took it up, and I was healed, and I did most of the healing myself because I wanted the understanding for future use." She said, "I realized life is simply a form of energy and has to be guided and directed into our bodies by our intelligence. And how do we communicate intelligence? By how we think and how we talk." It flashed upon her suddenly that I need to talk to every cell in my body, and I have to do what I need to do to teach my body to act differently. And she began to get really impressive results. Every hour for 2 years, she sent out a prayer, reinforcing her connection to Spirit. She apologized to her body for anything she had held in her body to affirm that she was weak and an invalid. She spoke to that life energy in her liver, saying, "You're not underperforming. You're full of health." She told that life energy that it was not weak or inefficient, but energetic and strong, the opposite of what she had believed her whole life. I'm sick. I'm tired. I'm weak. I'm an invalid. She changed her entire focus. She told her limbs they were active and strong and literally walked through every part of her body every single day, speaking words of truth and asking for forgiveness for ever doubting that she was born capable. That's pretty powerful stuff. And of course, remember, this is the 1800s. How crazy do you think people thought she was? Right? She gave up participating in any petty gossip. She stopped engaging in negative talk. She refused to engage in anything that was less than perfect and good. And within 2 years, she was no longer an invalid. Through her prayers and her affirmations, she was made whole. But nobody did it except her. People who knew how sick she had been and witnessed her health changing all wanted to be part of it, and that's what started Modern Thought magazine, was her need to share what kinds of things people could do. Now, we know Jesus had an Olympic mindset. It's been said about Jesus that he made time to pray as a sprinter or as a marathon runner. He either recited the Lord's Prayer or he spent countless hours in prayer. But he always found a way to maintain that. Judaism teaches people to pray 3 times a day because that will reinforce their connection with God, and they will get better with practice. Muslims pray 5 times a day to improve their communion with Allah because they too believe that commitment leads to better outcomes. And while I want to be clear that having an Olympic mindset is not just about prayer or religion, but it's about what you're trying to face and what you're trying to accomplish and what you're willing to do with that. Years ago, Martha Hayes shared a story with me. We'll try that again. Martha Hayes shared a story with me. And I love this story. I want to share it with you today. But it's a perfect example of being committed no matter who you are and what age you are. So at age 48, Sister Madonna Buter was encouraged by Father John to train as a way of tweaking her mind, her body, and her spirit, and for relaxation and calmness. She completed her first triathlon at age 52, her first Ironman event at age 55. She became best known as the Iron Nun. She was featured in a Nike commercial that highlights her superior and awesome athletic abilities over 4 decades. By 86, she had completed 325 triathlons, 45 of which were Ironman distance. Let's remind ourselves, she started at 48. She's 91 years old now. And her message is definitely that of an Olympic mindset. And I want to share her 5 tips. First, she says it's never too late to start having that mindset. At the 2006 Hawaii Ironman, at age 76, she became the oldest woman ever to complete the race, finishing in 16 hours and 59 minutes. Her second tip, don't give up. She said she had broken her ribs countless times, her right hip in 2 places, her right arm 6 times, her shoulder, her clavicle, and nearly every finger and toe. But she never let it stop her. Number 3, there will always be a next opportunity. She said she failed in many first attempts in the Ironman race in Hawaii, but she never let that stop her from pursuing one she would finish. Number 4, she said, is to focus on the positive, that you carry your attitude with you. You either achieve or you self-destruct, and you have to monitor what you're thinking all the time. Number 5 was to be generous. Buter wants to win, but she also tries to help people along the way. When she encounters somebody who's struggling, she actually slows down and talks them through their rough patch. Louise shared a story with me some of you may have seen emerge that actually occurred many years ago. But it was the story of a Kenyan runner, Abel Mutai. He was only a few meters away from the finish line and got confused by the signs they had up, and he stopped running. He was ahead in the race, but he was running because he thought the sign said he had finished. So behind him, Spanish runner Ivan Fernandez saw what was going on, and he's shouting at him in Spanish, and of course, Abel has no idea what he's saying to him. So literally, Ivan pushed him and shoved him all the way across the finish line, with Abel looking behind him like, what is this guy doing? And when everybody asked him afterward, asked Ivan, why would you have done that? He said, because he was winning. He was ahead of everybody. He was going to win. He was clearly confused. And they said, but still, dude, why would you have done that? Why didn't you take the win? And he said that my dream is that one day we can have some sort of community life where we push ourselves and others to win. He said, I didn't let him win. He was going to win. The race was his. That's an Olympic mindset. One that takes in all things and looks for the good, not just for ourselves. Let's look at our takeaways for today. Developing an Olympic mindset can only lead to our highest good if we're willing to, 1, commit to achieving our highest good. So we have to be committed. Do we want it or we don't? Write it, read it, believe it. Number 2, practice daily. No excuses. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Stay focused. Number 3, from the changes you begin to experience. Start looking for what's changing. Don't just wait for the big aha moment. Look for what's changing. Use those I am statements we learned last week and the week prior. Number 4, don't lose sight of faith. Maintain faith throughout the entire process. Trust that you will be led to your highest good, even if it isn't exactly what you think it should be. Trust. Our affirmation today is, I see it, believe it, and receive it. Let's say it together. I see it, believe it, and receive it. Today's quote was written by Bob Beeman, and it says this: if my dreams can happen to me, your dreams can happen to you. Champions are not made on the track or field. Champions are made by the things you accomplish and the way you use your abilities in everyday life situations. Let's take that in. So we pause for a moment to reflect on the importance of developing an Olympic mindset, of recognizing, just like Myrtle did, The power is within us. We were all born with the same capability. Our job is to remember that this life is meant to be nothing less than what we choose it to be. Amen. I want to mention that we have a prayer box out and back. If you have a prayer, please submit it, stick it in the box, and I will share it with our chaplains as I say. Prayer is really important, so we affirm whatever you're asking us to affirm for you. And I want to ask all of you to keep Susan and Mark's family, if you would, in prayer. On the way here today, Susan received a call that her brother-in-law was in the ER with a possible stroke, and she texted me, so I wanted to make sure everybody holds their family. I texted her right back asking for his first name. I didn't get it yet, but just hold the family in prayer if you would. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Elliot and the band for Call to Be.
I am called to be a healer for all humanity. I am called to be a dreamer, believe in what can be. I am called to be a maker, an instrument of peace. I am called to be a giver, of abundance I receive. I am called to be a prayer, living out the truth I seek. I am called to be everything. I am called to be the glory here on earth for all to see. Smiles and the beauty that shine in you and me. I am the living, breathing God. You are one with me. We're called to be. You are called to be a mother, to nurture family. You are called to be a brother, be strength in times of need. You are called to be a neighbor, see a friend in all you meet. You are called to be a leader, to build community. You are called to be a prayer, living out the truth you seek. You are called to be everything. You are called to be the glory here on earth so all might see. All the love and all the beauty that shines in you and me. I am the living, breathing God. You are one with me. You're called to be. We are called to be the kindness, set the brokenhearted free. We are called to be forgiveness, where the pain has run too deep. We are called to be compassion, be the wind beneath each wing. We are called to make communion, only then can we succeed. We are called to be prayers, living out the truth we seek. We're called to be everything. We are called to be the glory here on earth so all might see. All the love and all the beauty that shines in you and me. We are the living, breathing God. You are one with me. We're called called to be peace, called to be joy, called to be love. We're called to be peace, called to be joy, called to be loved. We're called to be peace, called to be joy, called to be love. We're called to be. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you. This is the time in our service when we thank you for all the gifts you bestow upon us and for all the ways you serve us and help us support our community. We're doing lots of good work in our community thanks to our care team, our outreach team, and all the volunteers who help us do things for others. So thank you for supporting us. And let's join together in saying our giving affirmation. I have faith in God as my constant, abundant supply and supplier. I have faith in God to open ways when to the human sense there is no way. I have faith in God to guide me in all my ways, and my health and prosperity are assured. Thank you, God, for your abundant good now flowing forth to meet my every need. Amen. Thank you for that. And our donation box is in the back. I would ask you that if you decide to contribute at any time over the next couple months to our separate fund, will you please designate that you want that money toward the fund? Because otherwise it goes into our regular collection. Right, Gail? Yeah, I just thought of that when I saw you actually, Gail, so thank you. I just wanted to make sure. All right, and I'll let you have it back.
Alvon's going to kick this one off for us, y'all. One, two, three. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. At least 100 ways for me to believe, and countless blessings that I receive. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. Sing it with us. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. At least 100 ways for me to receive. Embrace my good, yeah, I believe. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. There are at least 100 ways my good is coming to me. Yeah, my good is coming to me. Oh, my good is coming to me. At least 100 ways. At least 100 ways. At least 100 ways. Thanks, everyone. So now that you all standing, we're going to sing the peace song together and close with a prayer for protection. peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment with peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And now let's join together and sing our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is great. Thank you so much for being here today. Please join us in Fellowship Hall. There's plenty of food thanks to Mary and Lewis.